Let us hop into the Lunar New Year by feasting on Chicken Dumplings by Culinary Hub. You can prepare silky, smooth, tender and juicy dumplings with our recipe. Right from the techniques of getting perfect shape and glossy skin on steaming it, we have got everything covered for you in this video. Let's get started. For the dumpling skin, I'll be using 1 cup all-purpose flour, a tiny bit of salt goes in, and the secret ingredient, a tablespoon of corn flour. This makes it glossy on steaming. I'll be adding a very little amount of water and bringing all the dry ingredients together. Then adding just a splash of water, I'll continue bringing the dough together till I get a smooth dough. I'll allow the gluten to develop by resting it for 15 minutes. Let me cover it with a damp kitchen towel. For the filling, I'll be using half a cup of finely chopped carrots, 1 cup of cabbage which I have chopped as tiny as possible. Then I'll add half a cup of green bell pepper and half a cup of red bell pepper which I have diced. Then I'll be adding half a cup of spring onions along with the whites, 1 teaspoon of finely chopped ginger and 2 teaspoons of finely chopped garlic goes in, followed by chicken mince which I have ground. I'll season it with salt, pepper powder and soya sauce. For binding all this, I'll be using a white of 1 egg. I'll be mixing it thoroughly and allowing it to rest for half an hour in the refrigerator. The proportion of meat and vegetables is 50% to 50%. Now the dough has rested well. It is the time to exercise my wrist a little and knead the dough thoroughly from the palm. I'll be kneading the dough for whole 10 minutes. Believe me, the dumplings that this recipe will result is worth all the efforts. Let me make the log from this dough. And cut it into tiny bits of almost equal size. So that it is easy to roll, I will make into tiny oval-shaped discs. I will dust a little amount of plain flour, and the dough which I am not using, I will keep it covered with a damp kitchen towel. This prevents it from drying. Let me sprinkle little more plain flour and start rolling the dumpling skin. So that the edges are thinner compared to the center, I'll be rolling as shown in the video. Let me trim off the edges. and I have a perfect wrap ready. It is neither too thin or thick. It is thicker enough to hold the filling. I have made a couple of it ready. Let me start filling the dumplings. I'll take one dumpling skin, place a generous amount of filling, then apply a little amount of water on the edges. This ensures there is thorough sealing. And I will pinch as shown. Then I'll start making up tiny pleats in one direction, and then I will make the pleats in the opposite direction. This is called as two-way pleating. Let me seal the edges thoroughly and I get a perfect crescent shaped dumpling. Let me make a few ready beforehand, and it is the time for steaming. I'll be using the bamboo steamer which I have lined with banana leaf. Let me place the dumplings and take required amount of water in a large wok and get it to a roaring boil. I'll place the bamboo steamer and steam the dumplings for 12 to 15 minutes. And the reveal is as shown, thoroughly mouth-watering. The skin is super glossy because of the corn flour that I added while kneading the flour. And on touching it is not sticky, so it is done. For the sauce I'll be taking little amount of soya sauce, vinegar, chili oil and a tiny bit of salt. Mix it up thoroughly. Add a bit of sesame oil for that authentic taste. For a bit of nutty flavor, sesame seeds. A tiny bit of green onion goes in, and a few chunks of red bell peppers as well. Once you try this recipe, I am sure you will fall in love with it. And thank you for watching the video. Kindly subscribe to our channel for more such interesting recipes.